Hello, I'm Daniel, and welcome to the Emunah Project. We here at the Emunah Project are continuing in our series of videos with respect to inspiration, education, guidance, advice for Bnei Noach, Noahides, converts to Judaism, Gerim, and Baalei Tshuva, people who were born Jewish and are now returning or coming for the first time to Hashem and to Yiddishkeit. And in a previous video, I mentioned the Korach rebellion in the book of Numbers. I was talking about the reaction of Moses and Aaron falling on their faces in their humility. I want to shift the attention this afternoon to Korach himself. He wasn't just some guy, some Tom, Dick, or Harry from the congregation. This is someone who was a tzaddik. It was a noble person, came from a noble family. It was Korach who was one of the people who carried the Aron HaKodesh, who carried the Holy Ark of the Covenant. So how was such a righteous guy able to make such a blunder as to challenge the authority of Moses? Excellent question. Chazal say that, our sages say, that Korach had a vision. Vision was actually true. A vision of the future, a vision of his future descendants, the sons of Korach. Many times in the book of Psalms, we see psalms being sung by the sons of Korach. And Shmuel Navi, Samuel the prophet, a descendant of Korach. His mistake, his blunder, was that he presumed that because future generations from him were going to be tzaddikim, going to be righteous people, that he too must be a righteous person. He must be a big shot, and he was somehow entitled to the leadership more than Moses. Chazal caused this dispute, and this is the prime example of a dispute. This is people, when they talk about machlokes, dispute, they point to the argument between Korach and Moses, where Moses was completely right and Korach was completely wrong. It was 100-0. Usually it's, well, he's mostly right and he's got a good point, but he went, no, 100-0, Korach was completely wrong. How could he make this mistake? Chazal called his argument, his claim, his rebellion, Shtuss. In Yiddish we would say Narishkeit, foolishness, stupidity. It was just foolishness for him to start. He went with it, and we all know what would happen. He said, let God decide who's right and who's wrong. The earth opened up, big crack in the earth. Korach and his guys fell in, the earth closed. End of rebellion. This is a problem with people who feel a calling to leadership. They feel they're somehow entitled to it, that they deserve it, either by their pedigree, their genealogy, their status in society, rather than as the will of God, or something that God is calling them to do. If it's God's purpose, if it's God's will for you to lead, if He's given you these gifts, then maybe that's what you should do. But it's not that you've earned it. You're not entitled to it. This is something that, like all things, that is a gift from God, and it's our responsibility to use this gift astutely and not with such tragic results as happened to Korach and his rebellion. He's a tragic figure in the Torah, Korach. He had such potential for achievement. He could have reached the heights. But because of his shtuss, because of his narishkeit, his foolishness, his stupidity, he was blinded to the truth. His ego, his desire for power, blinded him. He should have realized that efforts are meaningless unless they're blessed by Hashem. It's not sufficient for you to just want something. The fact that you want it, that's not enough. Are you up to it? Is this something that is your destiny? Hard question to answer honestly. A vain person, someone who's self-centered, someone who has a superiority complex, says, yeah, sure, I deserve it. Looking at it harshly, looking at it in a cold light, different story. Excuse me. When you look at it, is it any wonder that Chazal refers to him and his rebellion as Shtuss, as foolishness, as stupidity? Maybe it's 20/20 hindsight, but it doesn't look so good. We should learn from this example. We're going to be doing more videos along these lines. Please come back, please watch, please learn. And until next time, on behalf of the Emunah Project, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.